Says, you know, hey, I'm with you, have a daughter, I would never do this. Do you think that he did, or do you think like maybe this is something that your daughter made up?
See, this is where I'm torn, because I know my daughter makes up a lot of stuff. She's believable. I can usually tell when Nick is lying. That's why I brought him home the next day, to talk to him while he's still on the spot, rather than wait so he can calm down with everything. But he's just as believable as she is. And I don't want to believe that he did something like this. And I don't want my daughter growing up thinking that I didn't believe her right off the bat. So that's why the very next day I called the show.
So he's here today, and if he were to fail his test, what would happen?
He would have to go, and I would figure out the proper steps to take to get him where he needs, you know, jail or however they work it. So.
All right. Well, let's meet him. Here's Nick.
Baby, you know I didn't do this. You know I'm innocent.
But why would she say you?
You know your family has dislikes to me. You know.
When she's asked, she says, like, Mama doesn't do that stuff, and Grandma doesn't do that stuff. Daddy Nick does that stuff.
There had to have been fabrication of the story somehow. There had to have been off-questioning, off-coaching. There had to have been. I would never do anything to her. I've been protecting her, all of our children.
You don't know what this has been doing to me.
To you, it's dropped my heart down to the floor. I understand your position, and I believe you. And I would never do this.
When were you accused before? How long ago?
2002, 2003.
And what happened with that accusation?
Nothing at all.
Nothing. Why not?
I don't know. I really don't. Okay. I don't talk to my family no more to find out why.
Do you feel like, you know, when I hear that, like the hairs go up on the back of my neck,
yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Because I'm like, you know, most guys go through life, they don't get accused of that. Now, here's the second time you've been accused of it.
Yes, sir.
Did you know about the accusation the first time around?
Yeah, I know the story about it.
Yeah. When I just asked him, you ever been accused before, and he said no, what was your initial reaction when he said no to me?
He's thinking of the accusation like our daughter is making, because that...
He knows. Come on. You know. I got to be honest. The way you were answering the question, and I don't know the result, right? I don't know the result. But I was thinking, I just don't like it. And now I really don't like it. But maybe you're telling the truth. It is crazy. I just want to say this. It's almost like we have an opiate crisis in this country right now, right? But molestation's a crisis too.
Yeah.
It's an epidemic.
All child abuse.
Yeah. And we were talking backstage, like, you know, all these documentaries coming out about, you know, famous people molesting children, that they got away with it for years and years. And I'm like, how about all the times it doesn't get reported?
Right.
It doesn't get, like, how many victims are out there suffering silently, you know? And here's the case, right? And it's crazy to think that there's people out there that want to take advantage of children sexually.
I know, I don't understand that.
Nick came here. He was accused last week. Some allegations came up. Things have not been right between the two of you. So he said, hey, before I go any further in the legal system, I don't want my daughter taken away.
Right.
We're going to come on the show. You want answers.
Yeah.
So he came here. He took a lie detector test, and we asked him, did you ever have physical contact with Nicki's daughter for your own sexual gratification or pleasure? He answered no, and the result of his lie detector test is that Nick did not tell the truth.
Didn't. Oh, man, I don't even know what to say now.
Don't run, please. This is your daughter. This is the man. You know, he failed this test. I mean, he inappropriately, and I believe that he did do this and he failed this test, so you got a big problem on your hands. The guy that you're engaged to, the man you've been with for years, the man that you have a child with, is sexually touching your daughter.
How could you do this to her?
I didn't, baby. I swear I didn't.
The test is absolutely accurate. It's absolutely right.
It's real accurate. But let's forget the lie detector test, okay? I'm pretty good at when people are okay? And I said, and I told you, and I tell you 100%, I never know the results before the show. I never know the results until I read them. And the way he was answering in the beginning, I had a funny feeling. The fact that when I asked him if he's ever been accused of this before, and he has, and he lied about that, what does that tell you?
I see what you see.
It's a pattern with this guy. So whoever he victimized back in 2002, 2003, he got away with that one. And you would think, I would think that once you get caught, even though you didn't get locked up or anything like that, but you got caught, you got exposed, that you would say, man, I'm never doing that again. But maybe you can't control yourself. Crime opportunity. Oh, she's autistic. Nobody's gonna believe her. I can touch her because nobody's gonna believe her. And that's why he did. Now you got a big problem on your hands. You got this guy living in your house. Do you believe he did this?
I have to now.
You have to.
I have to now.
You got no choice. I am curious, when you found out about this incident, he told you about this incident from 2002, 2003? He told you?
Yeah.
And and when he explained it to you, you believed him?
Yeah, it matched what other people said about it.
Okay. But now, knowing what you know, does this frighten you a little bit with this previous allegation and now this going on with your daughter? What you look at him now, this is your man. What are you gonna do?
You gotta get out. I can't believe you did this. Why would you do that to her?
I didn't, babe.
I gotta
I'm gonna tell you this.
I gotta go.
I know you're gonna be scared because of things that have happened with your children, and maybe there's an investigation, maybe they come and they put your children in protective custody for a while. But if you don't do something legally, if you don't get the police involved,
Right, no,
and you let him just walk out the door and go on to relationship number, whatever,
no,
just think he might do this to another child.
no, if something's gonna be done. Something will be
Anything you
done.
want to say to her?
Other than the fact, I'm sorry you had to listen to the results today. I don't understand. I really don't.
And I don't understand why you, as a grown man, would want to touch an autistic child sexually.
I still determined I didn't, sir.
Or, let me clarify that, any child. But I understand the autistic part because you thought you could get away with it. That's why you did it. And you know what? I watch these shows, I do this show, and I go through life and I can never, in a million years, understand it. Why you could be sexually attracted to a child. You are a sick and you can get the hell off my stage. I know this can't be easy for you, but you have to put a stop to this guy, and only you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? You have your daughter, and something bad happened, but now you got to put a stop to it. You got to be tough. Don't backslide. Don't go home and get soft
Right.
and go easy on this guy. Protect your daughter. Cut this guy out of your life, and move on.